The DeSarno Report. Okay, well, welcome to a Friday edition of the DeSarno Report. It's your host, Mike DeSarno. This is, I guess, the second episode here of the podcast of the future. Something people are clamming for all over the world. I've received constant messages, people offering millions, maybe even billions of dollars to advertise and sponsor this illustrious show. And I've turned them down out of respect. These days, people don't really talk about selling out anymore. And I'm bringing it back. I'm not selling out. I'm going to be the one who's gonna hold strong. I thought I'd turn my video on. Is my recording on? I'm audio recording. Video? Did the video stop the audio? No. No, they record in tandem. Alright, I'm gonna do another clap then. That's how we line them up, baby. This mic has a stand, but it's a little low, so I'm gonna hold it. So for this one, I recorded a short intro with a little lick on the harmonica. It's just so bluesy, just like me. A bluesy boy. Alright, I'm using like a quiet voice here. I don't want to be too loud. There's other people working in other rooms here in the home. So yeah, let's get going here. On the DeSarno Report, so I guess the big news is the late night government heading towards shutdown. Chuck Schumer gets the Democrats in a room, him and Christian Gillibrand say we're not doing the shutdown. We do not want to shut the government down. We're going to vote against doing that. And as the Senate Majority Leader, he's got a lot of power, and that has created a bit of a kerfuffle in the Democratic world out there. The Schumer view is that shutting down the government empowers Trump. It'll hurt people by furloughing workers, and then the opposite side say essentially, like, show a little backbone. We could make Trump the bad guy here. The Republicans are in disarray in both the House and the Senate. They've got such slim majorities and have real trouble wrangling and whipping votes to be able to pass things, hence why the president is almost never going to Congress for anything. It's just the money he can't do on his own. So, we'll see. So yeah, it looks like he's going to be voting to prevent the shutdown. It'll essentially push it back another month. And, we'll see if these cuts continue. I know today we had Dr. Oz had his hearing because he's supposed to run Medicaid, and they were asking him hey, you've done some quacky things, some wacky and quacky things, Dr. Oz. You're a wacky and a quacky guy. Let's see if they have some of the things that he's pushed over the years. If I can find it, let me check the old tweeter. Just put in Oz, see what happens. Scam medical products. Raspberry ketones. Now those sound tasty. Now ketones, that's what you pee out when you're not eating carbs. A raspberry ketone is a natural chemical compound found in red raspberries and other fruits, known for its aroma and more recently a potential role in weight loss and other health benefits. Interesting. Now, ketones, I thought that's what you pee when you're doing keto. Are acids. So ketones are acids that your body makes when it breaks down fat for energy. Okay, so if you're peeing out those ketones, if you're pissing those boys, that means you're losing weight because you're breaking down fat. Okay, so, but isn't that a byproduct? Why would you want to put it in? That's where I'm confused. Claims they increase metabolism, burn fat, and reduce appetite. Ooh, and hair growth. It's a miracle drug. It's the Ozempic of the fruit of the berry world. Wow. I think I need to order some right now. Obviously, just Dr. Oz said it was okay. He's a doctor. People forget that he has doctor in his name, and that automatically makes him an expert. I mean, like when I had a cough last year, who'd I go to? Dr. Joe Biden. I said, Doc, help me out here. They shot at me and I ran away. They're like, do not get close to the first lady. I was like, but I need help. I need help. So here we go. Let's look at some of his claims. Here we go. What did he say? He said fish oil and omega-3 fatty supplements, acid supplements, are good for your heart. Superstar. Ooh. So reviews, according to this highfalutin associate professor at Harvard Medical School, who the hell does Peter Cohen think he is? Telling Oz what's real and what's not. It says that fish oil studies have shown fish oil to not have found these supplements to prevent cardiovascular diseases. Who the hell does he think he is? Some studies have even found may raise the risk of developing an irregular heartbeat. Ooh. Okay. Okay, Doc. These liars trying to besmirch your name? Who the hell do they think they are? You're a common, regular old doctor, millionaire. You were trying to run for the Senate in a state you didn't live in. You're just people are attacking you. Things aren't going well enough for you. This guy, what does he say? Sunlight will make you healthier. Isn't that a bit of a thing? Vitamin D. So he said spend 15 to 20 minutes basking in the sun without sunscreen can cure any number of ills. See, here's the thing. He's probably got like a little bit of something going with some of these. But then once you say, oh, it's gonna cure a number of ills. It's gonna make you healthy as you can be. See, this is where the salesman part comes in. This is like, he's got to really pump this up to make it work. Oh, we're still recording video. I feel like I should look at the camera more often, but I'm looking at the screen. I'm reading the news. This will go on my YouTube maybe. We'll see how that goes. Whoa! I really want to start getting used to using the microphone. Like coming in and moving away and coming in. This is so interesting that everyone's at home. Like, wow, this guy's so fucking smart. Oh my god, yes! Yes! Okay, here we go. What else? Sunlight will make you healthier. Vitamin D. Fair amount of scientific controversy over vitamin D. Wow. Inconclusive on the health benefits. Okay. And it does give you cancer being in the sun too much, especially for us whites. You know, skin cancer detrimental to the whites. Here we go. Certain meats raise cancer risk. You see, this is another thing. They know if they just throw the C word around with anything, it's gonna get clicks. How many evening news broadcasts have you seen? Oh, coffee seems to prevent cancer. 2 cups a day, 3 glasses of red wine a day, and you will never die. Like, it's a lot of dumb stuff like that. Because people are like, ooh, maybe I'll be drunk. That sounds like, if I'm drunk, maybe that'll help me out. That'll make me live forever just to be drunk. Like there'll be one alcoholic that lives to like 98, or one smoker. Everyone's like, well, see, it works. We got clear evidence right here. Couldn't be any more obvious that this obviously works. Oh yeah, and he's got a lot of supplements work for weight loss. Pine nuts, apple cider vinegar. I think my mom's. She's been talking about the apple cider vinegar. That and the What's the other one? Turmeric. She wants to sprinkle it on my dog's food because we just don't walk him because we're all lazy, and that's why he's fat. But he's alright. He's chill as hell. He's cool as can be. No, yeah, he's got a lot of probiotics, good for gut health. Is this true? One theory is that they bolster the gut biome. No consensus. Okay, there's a whole bunch of these. The doc's been going a little cuckoo. The doc's been saying things for a while. He's been saying a whole lot. All right. See the war in Ukraine. Now Putin has responded to the United States and Ukraine have agreed on details for a 30-day ceasefire to negotiate a peace. Zelensky has offered to give over minerals, sign the minerals deal, which is supposedly what we wanted from them. That's really all that we've said. Let's see. I know he had like a list of demands. Let me see if I can find the Putin demands. I really should do more preparation for this, shouldn't I? Part of the fun is you can... Okay, here you go. Russia lays out demands for talk. So I saw a list on X, the Everything app. And it was nice and easy, and I don't feel like looking at it. Someone from Baldwin, New York's calling me. I think it's the Nets. I'm not going to buy a package. I feel like I've really received an uptick here recently of calls I don't want to answer. It's not showing up. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can find old demand. I just want a list. I want it nice. I want it easy for me to see. We'll go to X, the Everything app again. Poutine demands extra gravy and salt on the fries. Alright, let's see. According to a screenshot posted by... Is that Russian or is that German? Yeah, it's German. Some German guy. He has a screenshot. Putin's demand: no NATO membership for Ukraine. No foreign troops in Ukraine, which has already been proposed by a number of European nations, mainly France and the UK. I think Germany may have as well. But they haven't started. Their new government hasn't taken place yet. International recognition of President Vladimir Putin's claim that the Crimea and the four Ukrainian provinces belong to Russia. To accept a permanent nuclear-free status for Ukraine. Putin wants a veto action to stop countries from assisting Ukraine in case it was at war again. He wants NATO to roll back its eastern expansion, which he says was a part of his casus belli for starting this war. Don't want Western troops in countries that border Russia. And they want a say in how large of a military the bordering nations can have, a ban on NATO military exercises in Eastern Europe to the Caucasus and Central Asia, and a ban on intermediate range missile deployments in Europe, these U.S. missiles in Europe or from any place where it can hit Putin's Russian territory. So, we know that the Russians have pushed back in Kursk, and they've made progress in the east of the country. They are moving forward in all cases, it seems as though. A lot of this comes down to the fact that we haven't supplied it. We in the West, I'm talking about the United States, Canada, EU, NATO members in general, in my opinion, have not supplied enough to the Ukrainians. We had an opportunity to really weaken the Russian army without deploying any of our troops. The Ukrainians were more than willing to fight because they were attacked. And we had a willing partner in Volodymyr Zelensky, who I still think is a willing partner, especially what we've seen in the aftermath of the press conference where J.D. Vance jumped on him and Trump hopped on his back and started riding him like like a little pony. And you know, I've been a proponent of the fact that we should have provided more for them. It was a great deal for us to essentially give them our old stuff and then go to American companies and buy new stuff to resupply our own military. You're really going to have a hard time finding a better deal than that, in which we're going to be resupplying and modernizing our own military and attacking the Russians, weakening the Russian state, weakening Vladimir Putin, all whilst not having to give ground troops. To me, it was a great deal, and we should have continued with it. Obviously, the selfishness of President Biden, we were where we are today. And, I worry about the Russian influence on President Trump. I think there is a certain group of people that thinks that he's been an asset in Russia since the 80s. We know there was a time when he was not able to get loans and money in this country because he had terrible credit. He didn't pay people back. And he got a lot of money in Russia. And is that a part of what's going on? There's a chance. There's a legitimate chance. I doubt it, but there is. And, we're at a point here where he's making decisions that are clearly within the favor of Vladimir Putin, of the Russian state, and that goes against, 80 years of United States policy, 80 years in which I would say for probably about 70 of them, probably maybe, we've been for about 70 years, probably 60 years, preparing and thinking about a war with the Russians, and now we're capitulating to them when we are in a point of strength. They're not. I always had felt we took too long. We should have allowed them to strike using United States weapons into Russian territory from the jump. Vladimir Putin has an economy that is smaller than the state of Texas, I believe, in GDP, and he's got a stranglehold on his people. He is not in a point of strength. He's in a point of control, but he's not in a point of strength. The United States is supposed to be in a point of strength. Right now, I think we're not in a point of strength, obviously. We're showing a ton of weakness. Our instability these past 9 years has been a weakness for all of the West. It has been an opportunity for our adversaries in China. I mean, really, you could say, going back to Iraq, the way that we've acted and operated has been we've handed China opportunities to work in Africa, to work in South Asia, to work in South America and Central America, and be a part of the world in the way we're not right now. And here we are. USAID, no more money. We're going to let some kids starve in sub-Saharan Africa. But it's okay. Every American will save 50 cents. Woohoo, yeah! Soft power doesn't matter. Are you kidding me? Who cares about soft power? Do you think having our media plastered across the world, you think kids in poor countries wearing Ninja Turtle backpacks and in Star Wars and they're playing with lightsabers and they're watching Cinderella, you think that mattered? It did. It mattered a lot over those years. Sesame Street, the fact that these kids know who Elmo is, that matters. It's a strength of ours. And the fact that we don't care anymore, what does it say? What does it say? I'm not the biggest globalist. I'm not the biggest free trade guy in the world. But I understand soft power. I understand having, positive relations and influence over nations as a world power and what seems to be at the end of the Pax Americana, I think it matters. And we're seeding that for no reason. We're seeding that because a senile old man thinks he'll look good if he doesn't. The modern presidency is leaving a lot left to be desired. And a weakened Congress, courts, which is, it's a coin flip every time in the courts. It's just feckless. That we feel feckless. That would be the word I'm using right now. I'm not going to Google it just to make sure I'm using it correctly. I'm mostly sure. Cocaine Nose is trending on X. I think that's a song. Why is it trending? Who? No, it's a song. I think it's a song. Can't tell if it's a song or a person. Oh, I guess now there's just a video of Zelensky touching his nose. Oh, I don't know. I don't do cocaine, but I do touch my nose. So I don't know how to feel about this. The left has responded. Sweaty Don Jr. photos. Okay, here we go. A battle is ensuing. But I'm almost certain this is just about a song. We'll Google. Or you know what? We'll go to Spotify. It will not play anything. So let's see. New Music Friday. I know Chapel Roan had a release. I'm a Chapel Roan stan. My queen, my lesbian queen. And we are back from the break. Since I've been gone, I was recently trying to do some editing on Blender. It didn't work at all. I am just more confused. I was gonna do a little something to throw in the beginning, maybe on the YouTube, because there's like a minute or so where the video won't match up. Maybe I'll throw something else in there. But this is the second part of the podcast, and I really should have planned something. I'm just gonna scroll here for a little bit and just talk about what we're going to see here. Maybe it'll become the sort of podcast where I read Reddit stories and then like a man post TikToks with dudes jumping around Minecraft, and maybe I'll do that. That could be a pretty good racket. I feel like I got this microphone now. I can do anything. I'm just my own man now. I'm just my own man. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of thoughts going through the head at the moment. As there always is. This is really interesting. I feel like this is so interesting. Wow. So what books did I read? I read Dopamine Nation by Anna Lemke. It's about we live in these environments where there's constant gratification everywhere. Gotta find ways to get away from it, and so that's what I'm focusing on. Anti-instant gratification. So now I'm posting to the internet more, because that's exactly how it goes. Yeah. So. And what else did I read? I finished The Sirens of Titan by Kurt Vonnegut. That was a good book. It was religion, absurdity, selfishness, luck, God. I'm a big Vonnegut. Humanism is something that is intriguing to me. I was raised Catholic, not very Catholic though. We were so not Catholic that we switched churches just so my sister could play higher quality CYO basketball. I wasn't an altar boy. We weren't doing that stuff. We weren't there every weekend. just wasn't it wasn't us, dude. It wasn't us. I have so many of these. These are so bad. The fuckification of America. People are saying fuck a lot. It's on t-shirts. That's kind of crazy. That's really crazy. Let's see. Women, they fight like hockey players. Yeah, they do a lot of grabbing. Women do fight like hockey players. Their bases are never very strong. They go to the ground very quickly. Like the hockey players can make it work on skates of the ice. Like they're not totally stop. They can like it's a lot more solid than women in fights do on ice on skates. It's so impressive. But like a street fight with women, they're immediately going to the ground. They have no balance, no spacing of the feet. They're not getting their feet under them. And it's really, there's going to be a woman one day, and she's going to learn how to do that. And her name was Ronda Rousey. It took one woman, and then everything changed. But no, yeah, they need to really work on that. All women, that's what this podcast is. Me telling women what to do. I think that's the best thing that can be done. I don't know. I would love to see like a fight video with a good kidney punch, like just a drunk guy in a parking lot outside of TJ Maxx after a good fun time drinking, fighting a crackhead maybe, and just one swift punch to the kidney just goes down. Now that would cause pretty serious internal damage. So maybe we don't want that, but I think that could be a tactic. Like if you're in the low ground, like we know, if you're fighting in a stadium, we've seen the videos. The high ground is a dominant position to be in a stadium. It's just like Star Wars. You got to have the high ground. So I wonder, you can use that low ground. If you can find that kidney, I feel like that could be an equalizer. That could definitely be an equalizer in a stadium fight. So I would personally suggest that they try that. If that's something you attempt to do, is find it. And I don't know how to do it. I think I should go. I feel like that's something you should know. Like where the kidney is to punch it in, just in case. It's like, how do you start a fire? Kindling. How do you win a fight? Kidney. Yeah. Alright, let's see how long we've been. Okay. Alright, so I am going to, unless I see something interesting in 2 seconds here. Yeah. Alright. So this has been it. Have a wonderful weekend. If you're going out, have a good time. Drink some Guinness. St. Patrick's Day. Patrick's Day is Monday, and my birthday is Monday. So maybe I'll be back with a birthday pod. But this has been the DeSarno Report. Thank you.